Hey everybody, so in today's video, I wanted to give my thoughts on the movie Adam and Eve starring Brian Hooks, both Brian Hooks and Cherish Michael. And this movie is classified as a drama slash romance film when just a little bit of elements of comedy, not too much, but more elements, I would say, so to speak, of romance specifically, along with drama. By the way, this movie is Gucci. This movie is good. As a matter of fact, so good and so great to the point where, excuse me as I adjust my hat, where it should be to one of the top Tubi movies of the year. That along with Faithful. And in case you want to see my video that I posted on the movie Faithful, giving my input on it, feel free to view that video as well, because you will really like my feedback on that movie also. Not only that, but the movie as well, Faithful. Anyway, the actor Brian Hooks, who is a pretty good actor, yet is still underrated, happens to produce the film, not only produce the film, direct the film, even write the film, because the film is strictly based upon a story, I guess a true story, I'm not sure, but I just know that it's based upon a story that he took into consideration writing, him and another guy by the name of Terrence. Now, for the other guy, I don't know the other guy's whole name, but he was responsible for the movie being written as well. Might as well say a co-writer. Anyway, Brian Hook starts out as a pretty successful guy, and he seems to be the highly educated and preppy type of guy. And the movie first starts out with him and his live-in girlfriend, who he happens to break up with, and due to one of his best friends stabbing him in the back. I'm trying not to spoil the movie too much, but once you see this movie, you will really be into it. I mean, because it's just that awesome and amazing of a movie. But once again, Brian Hook starts out as a highly educated college education guy who happens to have everything pretty much going for himself. Also, he happens to be an ex military vet as well. As a result of him serving time in the military, he suffers from a case of post-traumatic stress syndrome, which equates to depression as well. As a result, he is seeing a therapist off and on as a result of his PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome, or post-traumatic stress disorder, if I'm saying it right. And as a result of his girlfriend, his living girlfriend that he ended up breaking up with, betraying him, he suffers trust issues to the point where he starts becoming more of a womanizer, more promiscuous throughout the rest of the movie, until he happens to come across this one lady by the name of Chrisette Michael, who plays Eve. And how they met was how when right after he ended up becoming the owner of his own restaurant slash establishment, Chrisette Michelle Eve once again happened to be having a girls' night out with her girlfriend and girlfriend slash best friend that she's been knowing for a long time, and who is practically like family to her. Because there is even another scene in the movie where Chrisette Michelle mentions to her best girlfriend or best friend slash girlfriend how her girlfriend, she mentions to her, took the place of her relatives that she never had a close relationship with. She even, Chrisette Michele, as a matter of fact, mentions to her girlfriend in one particular scene of the movie how she was like a sister to her. Their bond was that close. Now, little does Brian Hooks know, after they end up becoming serious, so serious to the point where Brian Hooks took into, aka Adam, because his character in the movie is Adam. I didn't mention that, and I do apologize for not mentioning that. But Brian Hooks, her Chrisette Michael, if I'm saying it right, her name, I forgot that quick. Anyway, the character actress who played Eve, both her and Brian Hooks, the main star of the film, become so serious to the point where they not only become intimate with one another, but they also, well, Brian Hooks, that is, has taken into consideration having her move in with him, but at the same time, he's trying not to be too persuasive in doing so. And one reason why is due to his trust issues that he has been having with other females prior to meeting her, the character who played as Eve in the movie. And this movie, I just want you to know ahead of time, there will be some moments in the movie when you will get pretty emotional, and to the point where you will be very surprised and stunned, especially during the plot twist or the wraparound story, so to speak. The very ending, the conclusion of the film, I'm trying to say. I mean, that because the conclusion, y'all, is so shocking, and at the same time so sad and depressing, to the point where, I mean, you won't be able to resist watching this film over and over. And kudos for Brian Hooks on behalf of taking filmmaking to a whole other level, because we so need more black filmmakers. And I just give this brother so many props, to the point where he did an excellent job. And so excellent to the point where, if I had to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, I would give it beyond 5 stars if I could. As a matter of fact, I would give it 10 stars. It's that well directed, that well produced, that well written. I mean, he really did the damn thing. I can't lie. And I'm hoping that he will be releasing more new movies in the not so distant future, on behalf of his amazing filmmaking. And for some of you who may want to see some of his past movies, he has an underrated comedy movie by the name of Q, a very underrated comedy/urban movie. So if you want to check that out, it's streaming. It's available for streaming right now on Tubi. Now, some of you, I don't know if some of you may like that movie, excuse me, or not, but I find it as a guilty pleasure. It may not be one of the best films, best urban comedy films of all time. And the movie is pretty old. The movie is from the year 1999, but I'm sure some of you would find it kind of humorous in certain aspects if you like those kind of films. And if you're more so into independent films as well, independent black films, that is. He's also one of the main actors in the movie Three Strikes as well, which came out in 2000, and co-starring the rapper E40. So this concludes my video, and this is my review on the movie Adam and Eve in 10 minutes. So have a good day.